Good evening and welcome to Primetime News, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. I'm Bernadine Jayasinghe. Let's now take a look at headlines.
Korea's make nuclear pledge after historic summit. Gas prices increase from midnight to night. Sujiva Senasinghe laments over the party. MP Dinesh Gunawardena says he is ready to take up the position as leader of the opposition. Yes FM channel head Ramzi Kasim wins Executive of the Year of the Capital Maharaja organization. Sri Lanka cricket elections postponed indefinitely.
This is an era where many leaders who have been hostile to each other are now coming together. But what is the situation in Sri Lanka?
North and South Korea are working hand in hand to achieve development. North Korea is under a communist rule and South Korea is under a capitalist democratic rule. China, India were rival countries. There were two wars between the two countries. But currently, the two countries are making an effort to build and develop economic cooperation between the two countries. But if Sri Lanka wants to move towards a developed economy and targeting national reconciliation in the future, the country has to stabilize reconciliation internally. But political parties in the country do not have an agreement in this regard. Certain parties are attempting to create divisions in the country for their own benefit. In an environment like that, the economy of the country is moving backwards. Everyone in the country should come together when solving a problem of national importance, but we don't see it in our country.
You're watching Primetime News. Let's now cross over to a short commercial break. Welcome back to the news. Consumer Affairs Authority granted approval for companies to increase the prices of gas with effect from midnight tonight. Accordingly, 245 rupees will be added to the current market price of 12.5 kilogram gas a cylinder. Consumer Affairs Authority said the new price of domestic gas 12.5 kilogram cylinder will be 1,676 rupees. With that, moving on to more local news, State Minister of International Trade Sujiva Senasinghe, who attended a summit in the United States of America, arrived in the island this morning.
Journalists raised questions at the Bandaranaike International Airport on his arrival. Yes, I held discussions with the Prime Minister. He promised for a change. I told him that we will go back to the usual after the no confidence motion. The UNP has to make a decision whether to safeguard one person, to safeguard a bunch of people, or to let one person be benefited. This is our last chance. If they attempt to deceive the people by just swapping portfolios, it is going to be a disaster. We are fed up now. I don't usually speak to our leader outside, but for 7 years I've been telling him this. We are losing our place in the party for going against them constantly. We are fed up to an extent where we are considering to leave politics. We will not change parties. I will engage in politics according to my policies, but we cannot move forward with these shortcomings of the party.
State Minister Ruwan Wijewardena expressed his views on the restructuring of the United National Party.
We expected a big change. I think the official restructuring of the party is not just about changing these officials. It is also going deeper and working on our restructuring goals. No, I made a suggestion at the last executive committee. I believe that Eran Vikramaratne is better than I am. He is a senior member of the party, and I think within this party he is respected by our ministers, MPs, and I would like to appoint him as the General Secretary. I made that suggestion for the sake of our party. Is it to be given to Minister Eran Vikramaratne or someone else? Sometimes they might tell me to keep to myself. By the way, I think they will take a certain decision.
Following an event in Pogolla, Candy Minister Lakshman Kiriyala spoke to the media.
No one pointed out these issues during the meeting. That is what actually happened. Certain names were proposed, but there was no alternatives. All the proposals were confirmed. That's all that happened. No, I wasn't there till the end. I had certain duties at the ministry. We were seated in one place for 2 hours.
16 SLFP ministers who resigned from the government met the General Secretary of Parliament today.
The group requested the General Secretary of Parliament to make necessary arrangements for them to sit on the side of the opposition till the 8th of next month.
16 have left from their ministerial portfolio to establish a government without Ranil Wickremesinghe and opposing the UNP. Today we gained a new energy after the revamping of UNP. We are expecting some majority of 23 members of the SLFP along some disappointed members of UNP. They will join hands to establish a people-friendly change.
People of this country had to pay a huge sum of money for the people who have been appointed to look after the economy. As a result, by carrying out duties of the opposition, we will use all our energy to work towards creating a newly developed, people-friendly government.
After the 8th of May, we will take measures to establish a people-friendly government with a total revamp along with a new set of policies. Though we do not participate in media briefings with high publicity, we have had discussions about winning the no-confidence motion, and we were the ones who brought the no-confidence motion together with joint opposition. Therefore, we don't have to discuss every time about everything. After the 8th of May, we are planning to meet former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and my political guru Chandrika Bandaranaike after gathering all the former leaders of SLFP. We will participate in the SLFP May rally. There is no intention of boycotting it. Although he is the current General Secretary, I was the previous one. I was the one who registered the symbol of UPFA. They don't have any knowledge about its legal conditions. But remember, we don't have any intention of taking back the position held earlier.
As the leader of the party, President Maithripala Sirisena said there will be total reform done in 45 days. We believe in him and are expecting him to carry out the total reform. If not, we will not be able to run a party. We have told the Central Committee that the whole party will leave the government, and we believe the President will do the same.
Leader of the Mahajan Exat Peramuna parliamentarian Dinesh Gunawardena convened a media briefing today.
A parliamentarian has been appointed to lead the Podujana Peramuna, that is by the Rajapaksa. If this position isn't accepted, the position of parliamentary group leader will be accepted. I'm ready to accept the position of opposition leader. I have no problem.
Deputy Chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Nima Siddhipala De Silva, attended a media briefing convened at the party headquarters today.
The Central Committee of the party decided it is best for this year's May Day celebration to be held in the Eastern Province. We will have it in Sengaladi. A few trade unions have already booked trains, not for free. Nothing comes for free. We have already arranged 1,200 buses.
The dollar is skyrocketing and the rupee is depreciating. There are no investors. In such situation, is it reasonable that we celebrate May Day?
No country in the world is devoid of problems. America, England, India and many other countries have economic problems. Each government has to face these problems individually. But we will not postpone the May Day celebrations.
Your party is talking about the 16 members. The UNP is talking about party reforms. Minister, the dollar is rising, exports are grinding to a halt and agriculture has broken down. What are you doing to the country? Are you not building it up?
It is not that I can't answer your question, but at this time I will not answer it. For that we will have to do a separate economic analysis after bringing down a team of economists. I am not an economist to do so.
JVP parliamentarian Dr. Nalinda Jathis, speaking on Newsline, said the country has a rogue Prime Minister.
My question is this, Doctor. The vote, the no confidence motion lists out various things.
Yes.
Did you all believe that to be true?
Yes, why not?
Right.
100%.
In that case, that's why my question is, in that case, does it mean that this Prime Minister is a rogue Prime Minister.
Yes.
That's what it means.
Yes.
So we have a rogue Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And thanks to some other political activity,
Yes.
he managed to get away with it. So this is absolutely super.
The 41st annual convention of the Capital Maharaja organization got underway this evening at the Resplendent Science Studios in Ratmalana.
The chief guest of the 41st annual convention of the Capital Maharaja organization was former president of the Maldives, Mohammed Nasheed. Among other notable guests who attended this year's annual convention were the diplomats, executives of the Capital Maharaja organization, the Mahasangha, experts from various fields and politicians.
So many have stood here before me. Presidents, prime ministers, outstanding personalities from the world of sport, arts and faith, activists, musicians, teachers, doctors and engineers, you name it. Everyone has been here. People who have done so much in life and contributed so well to society have all stood here before. Tonight, I stand here dwarfed with the weight of history. For effective resource allocation, profit motive is certainly important. I come from a center-right political thinking. The chairman of this group, the Maharaja Group, is obviously in business, not just for business. Our admiration for the group have plenty of reasons. I am a former prisoner of conscience, and the defense of free speech and multicultural society I must mention as my reasons, Mr. Chairman.
I want you for a few more moments. You've been beaten up, you've been imprisoned, you've spoken at the UN.
Nice to me.
I'll try. You've delivered an address to the UN, you've spoken on international forums. Why do you keep doing it? What wakes you up every morning and what drives you?
Well, standing here, especially with these colleagues, the executives of the Maharaja Group and the family, it's fairly easy to say it. Never give up. Never, never, ever give up hope. And you can win it. You can always fight against the odds, and you can win it.
President Nasheed, we have former presidents in Sri Lanka who have designs to be future presidents. You are a former president. Do you have designs to be president again?
Well, yes, we have presidential elections coming up this September. As usual, I am unable to yet contest. But this goes on until the 11th hour, and when then finally they will say that I can contest. And I hope to win it again.
President Nasheed, for the inspiration you are, for your sacrifice, for your global vision, for your local touch, and most importantly, for your humility, thank you for honoring us with your presence tonight.
Thank you.
Top achievers of the Capital Maharaja Group were felicitated at the event. The highlight of the event was the selection of the Executive of the Year, where 5 executives of the Capital Maharaja Group were nominated for the coveted award. The nominees this year were Kamal Kumara of PE+, K. Chamantraj of Global Shakti TV, Sanat Chaminder of Eslon, Ramzi Qasim of Yes FM, and Shamil Rasuldeen of AF Jones.
That one person who truly earned his right to wear the medal.
Okay.
The winner of the Executive of the Year is Ramzi Qasim.
I'm extremely honored to be receiving such an important award. I'm earnestly grateful for the recognition I have received for my work, because I'm very sure that every other nominee deserves of winning this award as much as me. Winning this award would not have been possible without the inspiration I have received from my seniors and my colleagues, my wonderfully talented programming team, Sam, Shay, Rush, Yasmin, and the rest of you guys, Buddhi, Mohan, and his marketing crew, the promotions team, Moksha, thank you very much, and all other divisions who have helped me get here. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for helping me reach the stage where I can proudly hold this award as a mark of my team's and my achievement. Thank you very much once again, and let's enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Preparations are underway at Braybrook Street, Colombo, where the Citizen Union Assurance Vesak Zone will be held for 3 consecutive days. The sacred relics that will be placed at the Vesak Zone will be carried from 3 temples in a motorcade.
The Sandagiri Sarvaknya relics, which are to be placed at the Vesak Zone, are being moved from the Tissa Maharama Raja Mahavihara. The relics were taken to the Palleb at the Sankapala Raja Mahavihara yesterday, and this morning they were placed in a motorcade to be brought to the Vesak Zone following religious observances. The motorcade carrying the relics of the Sandagiri Saya reached Ganegama Raja Mahavihara via Godakavala, Madampe, Kahavatta and Pelmadulla towns. The Sarvaknya relics and the Anubudu Mihindu Maharhat relics that were moved from the historic Mihintali Raja Mahavihara reached the Kurunagala Yantan Palava Kohila Pokuna Vihara yesterday and started its journey in Kurunagala this morning before reaching the Kotadeniava Vihara. The Agra Shravaka relics from the Moravaka Banagala Vihara was displayed till 12 noon today. Thereafter, the relics were moved to the Paramananda Raja Mahavihara. The Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone will take place from the 29th of April to the 1st of May at Braybrook Place, Colombo 2.
Newsfirst learned of close to 150 families living in less than ideal conditions in Colombo. This information surfaced from the multi-story complex on Stewart Road, Vakanda.
The Vakanda multi-story housing complex, which was built in 1974, currently houses close to 700 people from 150 families. Issuing a comprehensive report in 2012, the National Building Research Organization said this building, which belongs to the Housing Development Authority, is unsafe. Even though 6 years have lapsed since the report came out, the authorities are still to take action to relocate the families residing in the complex.
All of this is falling apart. We have no way to even cook for ourselves. When we cook, all the concrete breaks off. Then we get rid of the food and stay hungry. Some days we don't even have time to cook. We let it be and eat from the shops.
All of this is the same, from top to bottom. This is the state. There are leaks from the top coming from that side.
Minister of Disaster Management Ranjit Madhuba Bandara has advised officials to evacuate the complex immediately. The minister further stated that a cabinet proposal would be put forward in order to receive the funding to hold these families in temporary shelter. However, the residents of the Vakanda complex demand that a new housing complex be constructed in the same location.
The Housing Development Authority requested us to provide houses for these people. We are arranging accommodation in Halemulla, Mattakulya and Hinigama. We can arrange accommodation there.
We have had enough of this. This is a big relief. Enough of this. If this collapses, that will be the end of us and this building.
This is where we live. We want the houses to be constructed here. We don't want the houses anywhere else.
There is no information about what happened to the driver of the vehicle that crashed into the Vienna Canal recently.
The jeep had fallen into the Vienna Canal in the Mapakadavava, located on the Badula Mahayangane main road. Police said the officers were sent to retrieve the vehicle after reports came in that a vehicle was being swept away in the water. A police statement read that a 34-year-old resident of Hinguragoda named Prabhat Vithanage, who is a private tuition teacher, was driving the vehicle. The police further said that he had left his house at about 2 last morning after informing his family that he was headed to Kataragama. The police further added that the vehicle was registered under the name of a woman in Hinguragoda who is reported to be the wife of the disappeared individual. Director General of the Sri Lanka Mahaweli Development Authority, General Sarat Chandrasiri, said the President has advised him to build a protective fence along the canal immediately. 8 kilometers of the 13-kilometer road belongs to the Mahaweli Development Authority, while the remaining 5 kilometers kilometers belong to the Road Development Authority. The construction of the fence along the 5 kilometer of the section owned by the Mahabali Development Authority took place in 2017. The order to construct the remaining segment of the fence had come after the large number of accidents reported in the area. The head of state has taken steps to allocate the required funds amounting to 26.5 million rupees immediately.
World Bank said oil prices are forecast to average $65 a barrel over 2018, up from an average of $53 a barrel in 2017 on strong demand from consumers and restraint by oil producers.
Metal prices are expected to rise 9% this year, also on a pickup in demand and supply constraints. In its April commodity market outlook, World Bank said prices for energy commodities, which include oil, natural gas and coal, are forecasted to jump 20% in 2018, a 16% point upward revision from October's outlook. World Bank Senior Director for Development Economics and Acting Chief Economist Shantyan Devaraj said, quote, accelerating global growth and rising demand are important factors behind broad-based price increases for most commodities and the forecast of higher commodity prices ahead, unquote.
Media spokesperson of Ministry of Sports Lahiru Samrat Singh has said the Sri Lanka cricket elections scheduled to be held on 19th May will be postponed indefinitely.
The election was scheduled to take place on the 19th of May following a meeting of the Sri Lanka Cricket Committee. A release issued by Sri Lanka Cricket said Sri Lanka Cricket Main Committee should meet prior to the Sri Lanka Cricket Committee in making decision on elections. Secretary to the Ministry of Sports has sought instructions from the Attorney General with regard to the elections. Attorney General said, according to the 39th sentence of Sports Act, an election cannot be conducted without the convening of a general meeting. The release issued by Ministry of Sports noted measures to conduct the elections will take place following the conclusion of the General Committee meeting.
Let's now take a look at today's illustrated news by Asankalado Hetty. With that, we wrap up Primetime News. I'm Bernadine Jai Singha. Has the government fulfilled its budget promises? Stay tuned for a discussion with a representative of the Verite Research on Biz Review 360 right after the news.